Hello, my name is Michael Diesen. I'm from Chicago. This is the Module 3 AI Collaboration Final Project for this specialization. Number 1 is task analysis. Describe the problem you have selected. The problem will be immediately after the IRS receives the taxpayer's paperwork is when this AI model will begin operation. The description of the problem is that the taxpayers don't have an accurate estimate when their tax refund will be completed. A new AI model could be created at the IRS that takes into account information from the IRS back office management system, other similar tax returns from the current tax year, as well as previous year's tax return preparation time for similar tax returns. Identify the key task associated with the problem and perform a basic task analysis. So the taxpayer is waiting on his tax refund. The trigger will be, I just completed my tax return and submitted it to the IRS website. The action is check the IRS website at www.irs.gov/where's my refund. Another action will be model assesses the IRS tax return management system to look up user-based information according to the user's social security number. Another action will be query the IRS tax return management system to view estimated completion date based on similar tax returns to my own and previous year's tax returns. The decision, the model provides a completion date instead of an estimated time such as like 3 weeks from now. Objective, instead of providing estimated number of weeks to provide the tax return or tax refund, provide a completion date based on a regression analysis. State your insights from the task analysis regarding how you might be able to simplify the task flow or improve the user's experience with the task. Insights from the task analysis would be that the model would need to be updated on a daily basis since the normal time frame for doing taxes is in February, March, April of each tax year. Also, the information being used for analysis is all PII, so is highly sensitive. Number 2 is user experience design. Explain how the user will interact with your proposed solution. The user will interact with the proposed solution in a way such that they do currently by using the Where's My Refund portal on the IRS website. Describe your approach to each of the following key considerations of AI product experience user design. Number 1, user inputs and any feedback loop. Number 2, transparency on the model. And number 3, communicating uncertainty. In order to improve the user's experience, the AI model could provide performance data, such as averages for other taxpayers within the past few days or weeks, biases in the form of implicit feedback loops that might arise could be if the tax filers that submit their returns early in the tax season, for example in February, versus later on, might have easier returns and therefore quicker refunds versus tax returns submitted in late March that might have more complex returns and therefore it might take longer for the refunds to be received. But since the model is using feedback from early tax refund processing dates, this might skew the data to be more optimistic than it actually is. Number 3, privacy. Explain any privacy-related concerns. So since my AI model will be using social security numbers and financial information from taxpayers, there's a high concern for this type of sensitive PII information being disclosed in the AI model. The AI model should not save any sensitive data in the model unless the model is only available to the IRS and should never be visible to the taxpayers using the system. The second bullet point is describe which privacy laws are applicable. Applicable privacy laws are Fair Credit Reporting Act of 1970 and the Fair and Accurate Credit Transaction Act of 2003 and the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act of 1999. The obligation to the creator of the AI would be to keep the financial data completely secure, housed in a secure location such as the IRS buildings. Ethical considerations. Identify the main potential sources of bias you anticipate. Historical bias can enter the system when using tax return data that is very old or that the tax laws have been changed recently. Representation bias could be an issue since not everyone will try and find out when their tax refund will be ready, so you're only looking at a limited population set or data set. There could be a deployment bias if the tax return model is used to determine whether a taxpayer is a candidate for a tax audit based on the expected time needed to receive a refund. A feedback bias could occur based on when the tax refund query is asked during the tax cycle. And the last bullet under number 4 is explain how your product will meet the 3 goals of ethical AI, being fairness, accountability, and transparency. Fairness, same refund predictions regardless of the time of year during the tax refund status. Accountability, the IRS is responsible for the system. And transparency, there should be minimal transparency in the system since it contains PII sensitive data. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you.